A general market is a market where all kinds of commodities are being sold. Terminal markets are the well-organized markets because it has been controlled by the government. The export and import of commodities will be the main importance of this particular seaboard market. Commodities which is having lot of demand, those kind of commodities or the goods will be traded or it will be sold in this particular national markets. A warm welcome to all dear students. Today I am going to take up the second session of Principles of Marketing for you all. I, George Lamie, Commerce Faculty, Vidhyaashram, First Grade College, MYSURU. Dear students, today I shall take up the topic regarding classification of markets. Now, before going to the classification of markets, let me give a glance regarding the last session or the last class which I explained to you about the meaning of market, the definition of market. So what is a market? A market is a place where the buyers and sellers come together in order to exchange the products, right? So I told you this word market came from the Latin word that is marketus. It means to trade. Now, as you understood the meaning of market, today let us understand the classification of markets. Dear students, these markets are being classified into various ways or in different ways according to the various approaches, right? Such as it may be like on the number of commodity, then area or coverage wise. Then it is also been classified on the location wise, then time span, right? That is the time period. Then on the base of volume of business, then on the nature of transaction, degree of competition, government regulations, nature of commodities and vision. So there are totally 10 aspects where the market is being classified. Today we shall take up first three. Today we shall take up the first three classification, that is the types of markets which has been classified according to the different approaches. According to the number of commodities, the first one is according to the number of commodities. Now according to the number of commodities, the markets are being classified or it is been divided into two types. One is a general market and second one is a specialized market. What is a general market? A general market is a market where all kinds of commodities are being sold. So here there is no restriction that only this particular commodity or the goods has to be sold. Any kind of commodities, any kind of goods can be sold in this general market. But whereas specialized market it says it deals with only the specific commodities or the goods, right? It may be, for example, only the textiles, or it may be only the food grains, or it may be only the jewelries, it may be only the electronic items or electric items as such. So general markets are those commodities where the commodities are being sold of different types or all types. Commodities that is ranging from the food grains up to textiles will be sold under this particular market called as the general market. But whereas in specialized market, as I told you, they deal with only specialized products. Such as I told you, it may be electronics, then only textiles, or it may be only the food grains, or only the toys. Like this, there are different kinds of things where they are going to deal with. So this deal with a specific commodity. So specialized markets deals with only a specific commodities, and these markets are named after such kind of commodities like cotton market, wool market, vegetable market, such way. So like this, these are the commodities which have been sold here under this specialized markets. Now students, now coming to the second type of market, that is on the basis of area covered. On the basis of area covered, we can see local market, regional market, national market, international market. Now, what is a local market? See, a local market may be a village or a primary market where it is only for a shorter period of time, as well as it is for the small or little commodities or the goods where it will be traded. So there is no as such, it is a big market. It is a small market where you can find them in the village areas, right? So the area covered by this particular market is limited only to the smaller groups or in the villages and nearby villages to each other, which has been attached to each other. Now here, which are the commodities which has been traded? So such as it may be the perishable commodities. Which are perishable commodities? Perishable commodities such as it may be the vegetables, the fruits, the fish, milk. All these are the commodities which have been transacted in this particular market called as the local market. And you can find these kind of markets are usually not there for a longer period of time. So examples like shandies. So once in a week or every Mondays or only Sundays. So in such a way, this kind of local markets they will be dealing with. And fairs. As I told you, shandies and fairs. Then these local markets are being held occasionally or on some special days only, not on regular basis. And you can find the cattle market, the sheep market, the various types of other markets which is coming under this particular market called as the local market. Now students, coming to the next kind of market known as regional market. The name itself says regional, means region, a particular place. So it may be called, the markets is covering 4 to 5 districts. So 4 to 5 districts come together. So this area is in a little bit larger than the local market. Local market is only of villages and nearby attached villages. But whereas regional market, these are the markets where it covers 4 to 5 districts. So here the food grains as well as the fruit markets at state levels are the main important markets for this particular regional market. And these markets are very regular in nature in conducting all the business, right? And you can find the commodities also will be a little bit in a larger scale. So this is about the regional market. Once again, I repeat, so this kind of regional market, the area of operation is little bit wider or little bit larger than the village market or the local market. And here, this particular market, regional market, covers 4 to 5 districts. And here, what kind of commodities are being sold? The food grains, or it may be the fruits, different vegetables, like this, the markets are being dealt with. And these markets, they are regular in conducting the transactions or selling the goods or the commodities under this regional market. Now students, coming to the national market. National market means at national level, that is at the national level, that is all over the country. So the goods which are having lot of importance, the goods which are having lot of importance and which is having lot of demand, those kind of goods will be marketed here, or we can see that it will be sold here under this particular national market. Now the area of operation. The area of operation in this market is covering the whole entire country or the region, right? And these national markets, they are found, where they are found? They are found for the commodities which are having lot of demand. As I told you, the commodities which is having lot of demand, those kind of commodities or the goods will be traded or it will be sold in this particular national markets. And the examples are the textile markets, or it may be the jute market, tea, etc. So students, I will repeat about the national market. National market is the market the area of operation of this particular national market is of the whole of the country or the entire region of this country, and this particular national markets, they are found for the commodities which is having the demand. Now, for example, everyone wants to have tea. I like to have tea. I like to have tea morning and evening. I think you people also want to like to have tea. But you as a younger generation, I don't think so you will be drinking tea. You want Pepsi, Coca-Cola or something else. Right? So likewise, there is lot of demand. Like me, there are so many people who is also wishing or they want or the desire is to have the tea. So like me and like others, there are so many people who will be having the wish to drink the tea. So in that case, there is a demand for that particular product called as a tea. So those kind of products are being sold in this or traded in this particular national market. Now coming to the international market. It says the commodities which are being sold in this international markets, it is usually traded all over the world. The area covering is been extended to the entire globe or the earth, and the transactions, who are the people who is transacting in this particular international market, that is the buyers and sellers. The involvement of these buyers and sellers goes beyond the countries or beyond the boundaries of the countries, right? And which are the items which are being traded or sold in this particular markets? Cashew nuts, coffee, tea, spices, jewelries, then diamond, machineries, all these are the various electronic goods, electrical goods. So all these are the various important commodities or the goods which will be traded in this particular international market. Now students, as we understood, the markets which have been classified according to the area wise, now it is according to the location wise. Here you can find the markets are being classified according to the location wise. What is location? Location in the sense, like we have village, we have the wholesale market at village level or at a primary level, then we have the wholesale market that is at a secondary level, then we have terminal markets. Now let us take up what is this village market. Village market are nothing but the area of operations is where it is confined to or it is doing its transactions or selling its commodities in the villages. Where it is? It is in the villages or for the group of villages. As I told you, it may be attaching 2 or 3 villages together, and there they will be trading. So they will be doing these activities, right? They will be selling these products for the villages. And the major transaction of these goods and services, they take place among whom? Now in villages, whom do you find? The people who are living in the villages only. So you need to sell the products to the people who are in the village only. So the transaction of goods and services takes place among the villages, right? Then it may be regular or it may be occasional. So the transactions which you are doing or the selling activities you are doing in this village, it may be sometimes regular basis or it may be on occasional basis. As I told you, like we have shandies or the fairs on particular days. It may be only on Sundays or only on Tuesdays, likewise. Now coming to the second type of market, that is under location, it says primary wholesale market. Primary means it is the foundation, right? So here, this kind of markets are located in big towns as well as at taluk levels, or it may be in the headquarters, mandal headquarters. You can find this kind of primary wholesale market. First of all, you should understand what is a wholesale market. Wholesale market is a market where you are going to get the things in a larger scale and sell them in a larger scale to the people or to whom you are going to sell it. So buying of goods in a larger quantities and selling them in a larger quantities to the retailers or to the traders, right? So here we can see the primary wholesale market. Primary wholesale market are those markets where it says it is located mainly in the big towns or in the taluk levels or at mandal headquarters. And we can find all types of agricultural products or the food grains which has been coming from different parts of villages have been assembled, bought and assembled here together, right? Because it is a wholesale market, and the transaction between the producers as well as the traders, it takes place. So the manufacturers or the producers, those who are manufacturing or those who are producing, the farmers, they are going to bring all the agriculture crops, whatever they have been grown, they are going to bring it under this primary wholesale market, and here they are going to deal it with the traders or sell them to the traders, right? Now the next part is secondary wholesale market. So there we saw it is a primary market where they are going to bring the different commodities or the agricultural crops which has been grown, and from different districts or different villages they are going to bring it and assemble it there in primary wholesale market. Now here in secondary wholesale market, this kind of wholesale markets you can find in district headquarters, or it may be in the district levels, district headquarters or at district levels, right? And what kind of commodities they are selling or dealing with? They are dealing with the major agricultural commodities. Which are the major agricultural commodities? Such as it may be the rice, pulses, oil seeds and chilies. Rice, pulses, oil seeds, chilies. These are the main important major agricultural commodities where they are going to deal under this particular market known as the secondary wholesale markets. Now, the wholesale markets and the village traders. So the wholesalers, that is the wholesalers and the traders, they are going to be the main participants under this particular market. So who will be the main participants? The wholesalers as well as the village traders. Wholesalers and village traders will be the main participants under this particular secondary wholesale market. And the next is, it says the bulk of arrivals. So bulk means, as I told you, wholesale market means they are going to purchase in a bulk, in a larger quantity. So the goods which is been purchased in a larger quantity or in bulk, they will come to this from the primary wholesale market, and that will come to this secondary wholesale market or from the nearby villages. Now the transaction of these commodities occurs in a larger scale, because you are going to get or you are going to bring all the commodities which you want from different villages, and you are going to bring it here and you are going to trade. So in that way you can find this particular market where you are going to deal with is in a larger quantity. And who are the people who will be the trading there? They will be commission agents or brokers. All these are the people who will be facilitating in order to see that the goods are being sold to the traders. Now coming to the terminal market. Terminal market, these are the markets where you can find them in big cities or in larger areas or crowded areas, or where there is a thick population, right? That is in the state capitals or in the seaports. Terminal markets are the well organized markets because it has been controlled by the government. That is very important, right? And see that all the modern methods of marketing are being undertaken under this terminal market. So under terminal markets, it says it is a well organized market. How it can be well organized? Only when there is some control over that particular market. Now who is going to control that particular market? That is the government. So the government will be having the control on this particular market, and thereby you can find all the modern methods, the modern techniques, the modern strategies. All this will be seen under this particular market, in terminal market, for marketing operations. Now the process and grading also can be taken place under this particular market. So if a commodity has to undergo through process, that can also be done here. Even if it wants to be graded, the manufacturer wants to grade his products. Now for example, agriculture. As I told you, at the time of agriculture, there is no processing or there is no any kind of grading takes place. So in such a way that in that condition, the farmer, they can bring the products, that is the crops which they have grown, they can bring it to this particular terminal markets. Here they have the facility to process their commodities, that is the food grains, as well as to grade them according to the quality wise also. So that facilities is been given here under this terminal market for the traders. Then the consumers, who will be the persons? The consumers, wholesalers, marketing agents. These are people who will be seen in this market and doing the transactions. So the consumers, the wholesalers, and the marketing agents, these are the people you can find them in this terminal markets doing the trading activities. Okay, so these markets, as I told you, these markets are generally located or situated in big cities, metropolitan cities we say, such as maybe Bengaluru, or it may be Chennai, or it may be Kolkata, right? Or it may be in Mumbai. So this is about the terminal markets. And students, this is about the last type of market according to the location wise, that is the seaboard market. Seaboard market, these are nothing but the markets which is very important. The market which is very important on part of import and export procedure, right? For import and exporting of goods from one country to another country, this kind of seaboard market is very important. Here, they mainly concentrate on import and export of the commodities. So this particular market, seaboard market, because they will be traveling, the goods will be traveling in the, that is on the voyage, on the sea, right? So the export and import of commodities will be the main importance of this particular seaboard market. And scientifically, it will be standardized. The goods which have been imported or to be exported, they will be scientifically standardized and they will be graded commodities. So this kind of commodities which has to be exported or to be imported, they will be scientifically standardized as well as they will be graded according to the quality wise. And as I told you, where it is located in the coastal areas we find, that is where the harbors are there, such as it may be Mumbai, Chennai, Visakhapatnam. So this is about the terminal market. So students, so I had explained to you the 3 important classifications of market out of 10, right? So you have understood. I hope you have understood. So please, after the class, just recall your memory back and see that what all I explained to you, the 3 important aspects, that is regarding the classification of markets out of 10. Recall it back and see that you memorize it or you keep it in your brain for future reference, right? So students, thank you.